Last week, my one sister, Dana, graduated college. This week, my other sister, Emily, graduated high school. I and my siblings were all 4 years apart. I guess my parents planned that in some way, but now they are empty nesters. And if my dad had full say in everything they do in their marriage, they would already be downsizing their home and moving to the south where it's warm. But my mom's like, nah, that's not happening. And that's what we want to talk about today, marriage. And the fact that most people don't actually prepare for marriage. Why? Because they prepare for the wedding. They plan for the wedding. They don't think big picture of what comes after the wedding. If you do it right for the rest of your life, they only think about that one day. Right now, we're wedding planning and we're probably a little behind. One of the reasons is that I'm just like taking my time, but another reason is that we're trying our hardest to prepare for our actual marriage and not just that one day. So outside of booking all the vendors for the wedding, we're also talking about a lot of serious topics of how we're gonna raise our kids and the religion and the politics and the ways of life, like everything else we're talking about right now, not just the wedding. And I think that's how it should be. Before we cue the intro, I gotta show you what is probably the cutest thing ever. Check it out. We got Ellie this Cleveland Guardians jersey. #1, baby. Ellie is like, she was already the cutest dog ever, but now she's even cuter. You wanna cue the intro for me, Ellie? Yeah? Cue the intro? All right, cue the intro. So this whole planning process started already 7 months ago when I proposed to Skylar last October. We were on the top of Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I'm surprised I pulled it off as well as I did, because it's just what everything seemed to just work perfectly in. And well, she doesn't remember half of it because she blacked out. She was just like, whoa, like so in shock. But I'm so glad I got it all on camera. But from that moment on, kickstarts like all the whole planning process. All right, now we find the venue, and then the photographer, the videographer, the DJ, what else is the floral people, right? The baker for the cake. Thing after thing after thing after thing, you got to plan and write down and pay for, where it's so easy to forget about what the real reason for all of this is. And I do think it's a good reason that people care so much about all this, because they want the perfect day, right? It's one day of their entire lives, and they want to be absolutely just perfect and spectacular. Mostly her, but I do too as a guy. Like, it's one day in my life. I want to remember it as like that time where, wow, all the families got together, all my friends from all over the country got together to celebrate us. But there's that flip side to that, where it's only one day. So let's keep talking, but I want to first give you guys a throwback to our proposal in Chattanooga last October, because it was pretty awesome. That video I did is honestly one of my best videos over the couple years I've been doing YouTube. I will drop the link to it in the description below, so after you finish watching this video, go check it out. Back to the wedding planning, most couples have a binder that they use to keep track of everything, and it's got to put one together. It's actually pretty cool. It's like 20-30 pages long, and it just helps us keep track of everything that's going on, like the cake, check, DJ, check, photographer, check, videographer, check. But what about the more important things that last, like I said, more than just this one day, like financial planning? How are we gonna manage our money? Are we gonna put our 2 bank accounts together and make it one, or stay separate? Kids that we plan on having eventually, how are we gonna raise them? What values are we gonna instill in them? Do we want to go public school, private school, maybe even homeschool? Is college important? How are we gonna discipline our kids? That's something that we've really talked a lot on. How are we gonna discipline our kids? I think we differ a little bit in that, and we've gradually come closer to the middle on what the proper way to discipline a kid is, and there is no one right answer. I think my way is probably a little, I don't know if harsh is the right word, but I'm all for spanking a kid, and yeah, she's not really. But anyways, you guys don't need to know the ins and outs of that personally, but that's something that we talked a lot on, and I think a lot of people just don't. How about general just conflict resolution? Life is very hard. I mean, life is getting harder and more expensive and more complicated as like every single day as time goes on. How are we gonna solve problems, whatever problems come up? Have you guys getting married discussed all these things beforehand? And a lot of people, they answer, no, we haven't. They just think that, all right, we're gonna plan this one special amazing day, and then once we're actually married, then we'll figure out what comes next. And by that point, unfortunately, for a lot of people, it's too late. If you look at the divorce rate, it's like 55% or something like that. And I know like a lot of people tell me, don't even talk about divorce, don't even think about it. And I hear what they're saying, but clearly we need to somewhat like be cognizant of it, because it's more than half. So we're trying to take the necessary steps now to make sure that doesn't happen. Marriage to me is getting these tough, difficult topics out of the way before, like I said, it's too late. The truth is, you could have a $100,000 wedding and have it be the most beautiful day of all time, but that in no way guarantees that you'll have the most beautiful marriage ever. There's some studies out there, I've not looked it up, I don't care to look it up, but there's some stats out there that say the more expensive your wedding, the less likely that the marriage is gonna succeed and flourish, the more likely that couple is to get divorced. And I don't know if it's like a direct relation where if I spend X amount on a wedding, there's like an X chance I'm gonna get divorced. I don't think so. Like, you could have a very happy, just rich couple who just has a lot of money to spend, so go spend it by all means. But I think the point is, to most couples, that when they're spending way more on a wedding than what they maybe should or can afford, it's because they're losing track and conscious of what is actually important. Maybe they just want to have a beautiful venue to show off for all their friends and impress their mom and their dad or whatever. Maybe they have a cake that's way too large, way too expensive. Maybe they don't even like eating cake. We don't even like cake. I think we'll probably have like a small one just for the pictures, because that's traditional, but we'll probably order like a separate, smaller cheesecake because we like cheesecake. Weddings are extremely expensive, don't get me wrong. Like, we're trying to cut costs wherever we can while also making it like how we want. Ours is probably still going to be around 20 grand all in. I might do another video later on of every single cost, breaking it down. Fortunately, you know, we have the resources to make that happen, but we are also trying to keep in mind what is actually truly important here. Yes, it'll be an amazing day, but we don't want one amazing day. We want an amazing, hopefully 60 years before we die. I've had a lot of pizzas in my day. Pizza is probably my favorite food, and that truffled mushroom pizza at Yard House was hands down the best pizza I've ever had. I got chicken on my half of the pizza, and Skylar and I killed that thing in like 5 minutes. It was ridiculous. Yard House truffle mushroom pizza with chicken. If you like pizza, go try it out. One thing I know that a lot of couples do before getting married is premarital counseling, and it's usually not for people or for couples who are having problems or troubles at all that they need to resolve before they get married. It's usually just to have an outside perspective on what's going well in the relationship, what they can improve between each other, and ultimately make sure that they're on the right path of success. So that's what we're going to right now with my pastor. My pastor from the church that my family has gone to for a very long time is the one marrying us. So we're gonna meet with him, say 3 or 4 times before the ultimate day, and really get his perspective on everything, since he is, of course, a man of God, and that is important in our upcoming marriage. So I'm kind of going into this with an open mind. I've never ever sat down with like a counselor or a therapist or anything like this, so it'll be kind of interesting what exactly he says.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I have no idea what this is going to be about. So we'll see.
We'll see. That was really cool. That was really cool.
He gave us good advice.
Yeah, and we're doing a couple of these sessions with my pastor. We talked about, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different topics about our personalities and how we communicate with each other and our families, and what they thought, what issues might arise or have arisen, might arise in the future. So this first session was awesome. So I'm really excited for the next couple sessions we're going to do with him. I think my pastor watches a couple of my videos, so he might watch this video. But my buddy Eric, I was in his wedding last year in Kansas. He did this with his pastor and his wife a couple times, and he said that it really meant a lot to them, and it also made a huge difference. They started out their first year of marriage really great, I know. So thanks, Eric, for the recommendation as well. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap up this video right here, right now. Hope everything I said makes sense. If you are in the process of thinking about getting married, proposing to your girl, if you're a girl and your guy might propose to you, hopefully my advice today you could take in and use for your own. Like I said, we're just kind of figuring everything out as we go about this, but I do think that thinking big picture outside of the one-day wedding is the right move. If you enjoyed today's video, really, if you did, please drop me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also subscribe to my channel if you have not yet, because I drop a new video every single Monday that you do not want to miss. As always, guys, work hard, be nice to people. I'll see you guys next Monday.